Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming to join us. What a pleasure it is to see so many people here today. If I haven't had a chance to introduce myself yet, I'm Ann Garst-Taylor, and I'm with AIM at Melanoma. And I'll be back later on to tell you a little bit about our foundation. My job this morning is to thank you for coming and also to thank everyone who is joining us now on Zoom and Facebook. We have about 200 people that are joining us from across the country and also internationally. So that tells you a lot about the high esteem with which the Dana-Farber Institute is held. Just so excited for today's presentations. I want to thank Dr. Buchbinder, our panelist, and Dana-Farber for co-hosting this event with us. We know that you are going to have lots and lots of questions, both here in the room and virtually, and so we're going to explain to you how that's going to work. When you were given your packet this morning, we told you that you have paper inside there, and I hope you have a pen. If you do not, or if you run out of paper, if you have so many questions, then just raise your hand. We have three wonderful volunteers over here, Alex and Olivia and Eric. They'll raise their hands now. They're from Vika. There they are. And they will pick up your questions from you. If you're here, we'll have two periods of questions and answers, one in the middle and one at the end. Because we want online viewers to be able to hear the questions, they have microphones. And so if you will please raise your hand, they will gather your questions from you, and then they will offer them to our presenters, and the presenters will answer them here from the dais. If you are joining us live and have questions, all I need you to do, please, is either if you are on Facebook or YouTube, put your question into the comments and I'll get that written down. And again, we'll get those to the presenters. If you're joining us through Zoom, please put it in the Q&A tab located at the bottom of your screen. And with that, I'm going to pass the baton to Dr. Patel.
So thank you all so much for coming today. It's so incredible to look out and see so many familiar faces. And I think the biggest amazing thing about today is that the world of melanoma has changed so much over the last 10 years. And much of what you're going to hear about, really, we didn't even have the option to talk about 10 years ago and before. And so all of us are so excited to share with you kind of some of the amazing advances that have happened over the last 10, 15 years that have really changed the way we are treating melanoma and impacted many in this audience and beyond in terms of what's going on with melanoma treatment. So I'm super excited to have you all here today. I do need to do a couple administrative things. So one is reading off a little safety announcement. So before this program begins, we'd like to remind you that in the event of an emergency, the stairwells off this floor are located outside the doorway on your right. So if you go out this door to the right and another kind of in the far opposite side of the building, kind of flanking both sides of the building. And then that's a way to get out if there is an emergency. Otherwise, I'm excited to be able to invite up our first speaker. So as mentioned before, keep your questions for after all three speakers, because we're trying to kind of gather the questions together and do a bit of a Q&A at the end of those. So I am thrilled to invite up Megan Meridian. So luckily we have an amazing group of medical oncologists treating melanoma throughout the city. And so we have several of our MGH, Mass General Hospital colleagues here today, as well as folks from Dana-Farber.